Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Year 1 and 2. Welcome to our third video of the week, and it is now Wednesday, the 13th of January. I'm sorry I didn't see you yesterday, but I was looking after some of the children who need to be in school. So Miss Fisher and Miss Carberry had a little chat with you about yesterday's work. So we're here today to tell you about what we would like you to do for just this morning, and then there will be a separate video for the afternoon topic work. So we're going to start with English, because that is the subject that we would start with at school if we were at school. So Miss Fisher, I think you're going to share the screen and show everybody what today's activity is about from our text.
The day that crayons quit. So I think you probably familiarise yourself with the story now, and hopefully you can say a little bit about why the crayons are unhappy and why they are complaining to Duncan. So today we want you to particularly look at colours, and colours that have a very similar meaning. So let me share my screen to our worksheet today.
So there we are, we've got Wednesday the 13th of January as the date on the top there. And you will see that you have got two columns, and there is a heading at the top that on the left side where Miss Fisher is just about to point, that says colour. So that's going to be the name of the colour, and we've started you off underneath with red and blue. And then on the other side, the heading is synonym. Now, both Year 1 and Year 2, you have heard this word before, and just in case you haven't been able to remember what that means, a synonym is a word that means almost the same as another word. So, for example, where we've got the word red written under the heading colour, we've written two words under the synonym heading that mean red or is similar to red. So we've got the word crimson, which is a lovely word, and we've got the word rose. So they kind of mean the same as red. So it's a synonym, it's another word for red. And what we would like you to do is write in all of the colours from the book. I think there's enough room to fit them all in. So we've got blue there for you, and then there's beige, there's green. I think you might need to just choose enough to fill the boxes. So pick out the ones you want to choose to fill those boxes. And then on the other side, we would like you to think of or find synonyms to go alongside that colour. So for example, a synonym for blue might be sky, sky blue, or turquoise, or aqua. So there are three that I'm thinking of just off the top of my head. You may be able to come up with a few more. You could have a word to some other people in your family, and you could even make it into a little game. And then we'd like you to do the same for other colours. So you might pick green, you might pick yellow, choose the colours that you would like to have to fill up your box on the left hand side. I'm thinking of Neo in my class. If you're watching Neo, this activity is fantastic for you, because I know that you know so many different synonyms for colours. You've often chatted to me about the colour teal and cyan, so I'm expecting really good things from you, Neo, and everybody else as well. And then down at the bottom, Miss Fisher, I think we have added on a little extra bit of an activity.
So you might want to use your new knowledge of colours to write a sentence. So you might want to say a sentence that starts with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. And although that you've not got your handwriting lines in here, we expect take care handwriting. And as always, if you've not got a printer, use your book and just write it straight in your book. So you might want to use a sentence like, the turquoise ocean shimmered in the gleaming sun.
Oh, I like that sentence, Miss Fisher.
Use lots of adjectives there to describe, haven't we?
Yes, or you might say, if you're writing a sentence for red, and pick one of your synonyms that we've put in there, or you might add some more in, and you might say, the crimson apple fell from the tall tree, full stop. So there are some examples for you. And you can write as many sentences as you would like. I know some of you will probably write one for every colour. So that would be brilliant. So that's our English activity.
Phonics for year 1. We would like you to watch your phonics videos that go in sequence. Remember, we've got one for Mrs. Morell's group and one for Mrs. Gilby's group. So watch your phonics videos in order.
And for year 2, you have your spellings to be learning all the way through this week. The children who had to be in school yesterday wrote some of their spellings out on lines on paper yesterday to practice spelling can't and isn't and I'll. So they had a little go at that. So you might be doing that at home, or you might be using some of the spelling tips that I showed you on Monday's video. Lots of different ways there to help you to remember how to spell the words or the order of the letters. So pick one have a look at that with an adult, and pick one that you think best suits you. So there might be one way that you think, oh, this is a really good way for me. This helps me to learn my spellings by looking at them in this way. And also practice writing them out as well on lines as well. That's a really good way of remembering them. And don't forget, at the end of the week, you need to nicely ask an adult or perhaps an older brother or sister to test you on your spellings to see how many words you can spell in your spelling test. I think we're going to move swiftly on to maths now, Miss Fisher.
Maths for year 1 is a continuation of yesterday's learning, so you're carrying on from yesterday's learning. So if you started your sheet, let me have a look at the sheet. If you started your sheet, you have got the end to continue with. Now this is looking at number bonds, remember, and your number bonds, you can use look at your ones, add in your ones and adding 10 more, because you know already how to add 2 and 7 together. If you find that particularly hard, remember you can use your 10 frames, and if you can draw a 10 frame, or you can use a part whole model. If you did complete this yesterday, because it was a longer sheet and you could have completed that yesterday, we've added an extra little discussion problem for you to do with an adult, looking at your knowledge of your number bonds already. So there's a little extra challenge if you wanted to do your extra challenge there. Year 2 is going to be this one, which is your money work, isn't it, Mrs. Gilby?
Yes, it is. So this is a continuation of all of the money work that we have been following over the last days and weeks and before Christmas. The end of this week will be the end of our money work. So we have got 3 more activities to cover, and then we will return to this later on in the summer term. It is quite tricky, and I think that if you perhaps can ask an adult, if it helps you, ask an adult if there are some real coins that you could use. So in the first question there, look, there are 3 10pences and 4 pennies. Maybe an adult might have some coins or some change somewhere in a jar that you could use, and that might help you to work out the answers. So the first couple of questions are fairly straightforward, but it does get a little bit trickier as the questions go along. So I think that if you remember to try and get some coins to help and read the question, and the learning video will support you with that as well. If you watch that first and perhaps look at it again and pause it, and just do your best. That's all that we can ask with your money work.
So that's our morning activities. We are going to say goodbye now for this morning, and we want you to work really hard with somebody at home. And we will see you a little bit later on to do our topic work for this afternoon.
So until then, have a great morning, work hard, do your best. That's all we can ask. We miss you, and we'll speak to you in a little while about this afternoon's activities. So for now, bye-bye.
Bye.